Hello guys, welcome to this new video. Today we're actually gonna talk about something that I want to talk about for a while now. So as you know, chapter 2 is ending in a few days, and that is something really important. And that's why maybe chapter 2 ending will change the story of Fortnite. So before we talk about that, we need to start from the beginning of times, you know. So chapter 2 started during Fortnite Prime era, where Season X, you know, was like the most hated season at the time, and that was a good stuff. Fortnite chapter 2. Not many people knew about it, but when it got up, it got up. So you know, at this point, you know, Fortnite is in its prime. Chapter 2 Season 1 was such a good season, but the only problem that got the game dead, okay, it wasn't really dead, okay. I didn't personally think it was dead, but many people thought that. And that's a bad thing in Fortnite, like, side. But Chapter 2 Season 2 changed the story of Fortnite. Many people say that Chapter 2 Season 2 is one of the best seasons in Fortnite Battle Royale, and I totally disagree. I mean, it's your opinion if you want like one thing, but I didn't really like it. Like, I enjoyed the season a lot, but I don't think there was enough content to make the season good in any way. But that's not the case for this time. Then we jump to Chapter 2 Season 3. I might be real with you guys, Chapter 2 Season 3 might be the most underrated season of all time. In my opinion, it was really good. Okay? Really good. Okay? And you know, Fortnite has made many good seasons, but people don't appreciate them enough. And in my opinion, Chapter 2 Season 3 was prime Chapter 2 in my opinion. Chapter 2 Season 3 to 5, I guess, was a really good era for Fortnite in my opinion. I'm a virtue. I prefer Chapter 2 over Chapter 1. I know, I just have more memories about Chapter 2 than Chapter 1. I don't know, Chapter 2 like had something that Chapter 1 didn't have. And it was like the fun with the new items. Wait, I'll get into that in a bit later. Yeah. In my opinion, as I said earlier, Chapter 2 Season 3 is one of the best seasons in my opinion. But let's go further. Then we jump into Chapter 2 Season 3. Chapter 2 Season 3, in my opinion, Season 4, sorry, was good. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of content, and I enjoyed for what it was. And you know, people enjoyed it, people don't, but I mean, it's their opinion again. So nothing like my opinion is better than your opinion. There's no good and bad opinions, but it's fine. Then we close the event with one of the most ambitious events in my opinion. The Galactus event was kind of unexpected for how it played out. In my opinion, it was one of the strangest events in Fortnite. Oh my god, okay, I just want to say, I'm not saying strangest, oh it was bad. No, I'm saying strangest, and by what I mean by that is that it was good, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know, they tried something new there. And they did what they did, and it was a really good attempt, in my opinion. But yet again, it's Fortnite. Not everything is good. I mean, I enjoy Fortnite for what it is, but you know, there's some misses and some bad. But who cares about that? It's Fortnite. It's a game. You don't need to enjoy the game. I mean, Fortnite is not forcing you to enjoy the game. You know, it's your opinion if you want to join the game, but let's go on. So we went from Chapter 2 Season 4, aka a Marvel season, to an entire collab themed season, and in my opinion, it was a great time to start collabs. Like the era where collabs are gonna be like super common in Fortnite era. But you know, it's very important to point out what this season was, because it was one of the seasons that actually started the metaverse in Fortnite Battle Royale. Yeah, we got Marvel season at first, and it was kind of metaverse-y, but not as much as season 5. Because season 5 it's different. In my opinion, it didn't have enough content to be one of the best seasons, but I enjoyed it. The Christmas event, Winterfest, was actually pretty good in my opinion. I mean, we got Planes back, that was good stuff, you know, was content and all that stuff, but okay. Yeah, so I'll say it was good. Come on, it was even winter vibes, so you know, people Christmas vibes, sorry, and like people had a lot of V-Bucks to spend on skins and stuff. So yeah, chapter 2 season 5 was actually pretty good in my opinion. The map changes were a lot in my opinion. I don't know if people can say that chapter 2 season 5, chapter 2 season 6, and chapter 2 season 7 didn't have enough changes to the map. I personally think that we're trying to balance out content. So in chapter 2 season 7 we didn't have enough map changes, but at least we got some really fun items to use and play around with. And it's something that Fortnite never done before. In my opinion, they always tried to, and they never tried out the feature, like they never tried to balance out content. And you know, that's totally fine, I guess, but you know, if you're trying to make a game good, if you're trying to if you're trying to avoid as many glitches as possible, Fortnite did a great job this chapter at letting people know that, oh, we care about our game, but we care about game, but we do not push out week after week an update, a patch. Sorry. So people got really mad at Fortnite, Epic Games. So sorry, but I mean, it's Fortnite after all. That we did get a lot of content in chapter 2 season X. That means it was one of the worst competitive events. I really didn't play competitive during that time in Fortnite's history. I played that a while. I don't know why, to be honest. But overall, great season. Yes, I'll give it a yes. Now let's move on to chapter 2 season 6. And when we knew before season 6 started, we knew about something very important. That at the start of season 6 there was gonna be a special solo live event, and it was the Zero Crisis. And I'm gonna be real with you, it was really fucking good. The visuals were great, but to be honest, it wasn't what I expected. I mean, we're talking about people that made most of the chapter 2 storyline gameplay and stuff during quarantine. You know, you gotta appreciate what Epic has done for us all this time, because you gotta appreciate that. You gotta appreciate that Fortnite has actually made so much for us, even during quarantine, and when people were couldn't do as much as they probably did during all the seasons. But let's get to the ratings. In my opinion, chapter 2 season 6 was a really good season, a really good one. I'm not saying levels of oh yeah, it was good and stuff. It was really fucking good. Okay, sometimes I get triggered at people that don't actually appreciate that season, because they don't look at oh, Primal is shit. Oh my goodness, okay. Primal is shit and stuff. You don't need to appreciate what Fortnite's done for us. You gotta be honest with that. It was one of the most fulfilled season with content, if you think about it. We got off-road tires, we got a lot of primal guns and that stuff. So 2 out of 10. No, 2 out of 5. 4 out of 5, sorry. It was a good season. Chapter 2 season 7, you know, chapter 2 season 7 was probably one of my favorite seasons during the chapter. They offered so much content during that time of the quarantine. Well, I mean, we were in quarantine during that time, but COVID was stopping. I mean, it's stopping, but it's not such a big deal. So it was like the early days. So yeah, chapter season 7 had a lot of content, but didn't have enough content at the start of the season. That's something they tried with this season. That season, so chapter season 7. They had little content during the first 10 days, I guess. There was an update after the first week, and then they went on bangers with update after update after update. We got weekly updates during that season, and that was probably because it was a summer season. So people like were they were playing Fortnite. If we didn't get as much content as we did, Fortnite wouldn't have had like as much money as we usually do with summer seasons. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the chapter 2 season 3 summer event was kind of lame. It was only a few game modes, but it lasted during the whole season, which lasted all around the same time as summer ended. I'm Italian, so summer lasts like 3 months. That was such a good season to play. But okay, let's get to the rating. A solid 5 out of 5, to be honest. It's balanced out content like any season would do. And they tried something old and they went good, but the people didn't appreciate it as much as they did. Okay, let's now get to the current season. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8 is good. May I add more? No. Because it was really good. But not as good as many people think it is. I mean, yeah, it's kinda lame because there isn't any map changes and stuff. The only new POI that we got like during this season was the pyramid or I guess the town, if you wanna call it like that. I'll call it the pyramid because it's more memorable. But yeah, I mean, this season hasn't ended yet, but we ended the updates for this season. So now it's time for see what's coming. I mean, we still have something to wait up for. It's the live event and the votes for the flame knock and the proximity grenade launcher, which is coming pretty soon, eh? So make sure to keep an eye out. It's gonna come really soon. So save up gold, and yeah. Nothing to add more, cause you know the season is almost over, and with that the chapter is almost over too. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about something else, and that is the overall rating of chapter 2 in general. So, I mean, as I said earlier, I prefer chapter 2 over chapter 1, and that is an opinion. I just want to remind you of that. You're not forced to agree with my opinion. It's a choice you wanna agree or not. But I think this chapter was better. And here's why. So, even though it was so long, if you think about it, like only the first 2 seasons lasted a lot. Then we just started getting like normal, like 90-day seasons. And it's normal standards for Fortnite. So I mean, they like, it was during quarantine, by the way, that those seasons lasted long. So I could probably see why they made it last longer. I think it wasn't like something like about delays. They actually made it longer because they were anticipating something, in my opinion. As we know, Fortnite, you know, they test stuff before we even know. Like they are 4 seasons like ahead of us, so they have planned something like months and months, like. And I gotta be honest with you, making a bad season over a buggy, glitched, and unfinished season it's way better if you think about it. Because Chapter 2, Season 2, like, first example, obviously, we had a lot of good stuff, but it was like glitchy and stuff. The only reason why that is because phone actually tested for once, like, they always tested stuff, but in Chapter 1, they never, like, oh, okay, this is a good item, let's add it. They did something with the drip bolts. In my opinion, if drip bolts came the first week they were like leaked and stuff. I don't think we could have enjoyed them as we actually did during that season. And you know, you can have an opinion, no, but just gonna agree on that. That One and Chapter 2 gave us so many memories. There were so many good events, and to be honest, it was great overall. And with that, I'll see you next time. Sorry for not editing this much this video. I want to make it like a lot longer, because this might be the last video that we'll make on this chapter, sadly. So make sure to like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed the background gameplay. See ya tomorrow with a stream, I guess. I will actually stream today, so make sure to stay tuned.